everyone, welcome to the Cambridge Union. I'm amazed to see so many of you here, it's really wonderful. We're joined today, very excitedly, by Bella Thorne. Bella's an American actress and entrepreneur. She's currently featured on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list. Her career has seen her take on many projects, most recently a starring role in Time Is Up, out now on Amazon, to which she also contributed songs to the soundtrack. Outside of acting, you've ventured into music, and you've launched your own record label, Filthy Fangs. Your novel, which I have here, very recommended, Life of a Wannabe Mogul, which is currently on the bestseller list, is a collection of illuminating and inspiring poems chronicling personal struggles, relationships, and wild child lifestyle, all with her trademark wit and wisdom. Bella will not be answering questions on OnlyFans. So, Bella, you've done so much in the last few years.
Let's start it off right.
Great start. Okay. So looking back over the last few years of your career, you've really had this sort of amazing breakout, and you've created yourself sort of this amazing independent career. Can you sort of tell us about what that's been like?
Since Disney, you're saying?
Since Disney, and sort of the stuff you've done on your own.
Just a little background. I started modeling when I was 6 weeks old. Okay. I grew up in Miami, Florida, and I worked all modeling, just got runways, so many things, like as a little child. And then I started acting when I was 8, and then I was on HBO, Showtime, a few others, and then I got Shake It Up. And that, of course, shooted me off in a different level. Here I was just being, an actor, and then now here I am being a persona and a brand. So then after that, it was really about, okay, from agents and branding perspective and, blah, blah, blah. Where do you go after this? I got off the channel when I was 15 and a half, almost 16. And then it was, okay, let's go the Rachel McAdams route. Let's do comedy, let's stay in this zone, let's be lead love interest that gets, the best friend in the end, okay? And that also never really spoke to me. Comedy never spoke to me, ever. It was crazy that I got Shake It Up because I really never thought I was funny at all. And I've always loved drama and horror. I'm a huge horror fan. I love all horror, psychological, thriller, you name it. And then, Jesus Christ, hello. Okay. Anyways, and so for me, listening, to my agents and publicists and all these people that are, being paid to tell me what they think about my career, were like, let's go this. And I was like, well, I don't love that route. That's not what ever spoke to me. I love drama. I love horror. I love psychological.
Sam, could you put your phone away, please?
And so, that was kind of my struggle in my life growing up after Disney, was like, here's what people want you to be, here's how they know you, and here's who you want to be, and here's what you love. And these are two very different things. So finding that in-between medium was, a little hard. Right off the channel, I did quite a few comedies, worked with Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore, Steve Carell, Jennifer Gardner, and did these things, but, it was never me. It was never fully, me. And then it took me a little bit of growing up to actually kind of get those, roles and start working again in the more dramatic space where my heart really lies. Disney kind of steered, here was my path going this way with acting and drama, and then boom, now here's my path going another way with persona and branding, and here's what you make of me now. So yeah, that was not that easy, I will say. Not that fun. Either, yeah. Not that fun going from one to the other with everyone's judgmental comments about who I am and who I want to be. So, yeah. I'm ending it there. Now I'm done.
So I think in terms of what you've done, one of the most amazing things is this brilliant book.
Thank you.
I read a bit about your process, and you wrote an interview. You wrote 2 other books, didn't you? And they were lost.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Funny enough, I wanted to create this book called The Life of the Wannabe Mogul. And while creating this book originally was supposed to be about how do you become a mogul from nothing to something, from every single time I couldn't dance, got a dance show, I couldn't read, started acting, I couldn't do every single thing, always people told me, you literally can't do this, so you're not gonna get that role or that thing that you want so bad, and every single time that was, more push for me to actually do it, and that was the original idea of The Life of the Wannabe Mogul, how do me coming from no school background, which I envy you guys so fucking much because I didn't really fully have the privilege of learning, of going to school, of doing these things. I stopped school at 3rd grade. I was pulled out with my dyslexia and bullying, and then I never went to school until I was on Shake It Up. And then I was fucking 13 and didn't know how to fucking read, didn't know how to add or subtract, could barely do literal simple math, and then within 1 year a year and a half was 2 grades above my level in schooling, and then Shake It Up, stop schooling again, boom, 15, 16, never back. And working so much, in acting, they're like, you can't do school. You just do it on set, randomly. When they randomly have you, doing a math problem, okay, that's gonna really teach me. So I always, really envied what you guys do. I've always wanted to now go back to college, go back to school and go to college to have a real serious learning experience, And The Life of the Wannabe Mogul is based off the idea of, I haven't been taught to do anything, now watch me learn how to do it, and then actually do it. So the first 2 books that I wrote are at the beginning of Filthy Fangs, watching me even try and find the name Filthy Fangs, going through all the names, scratching them off, doing different ones, figuring out how to actually run a label, all these things, building Forbidden Flowers, my weed brand. It's all in these 2 books, and I'm writing them, and I'm on a Delta flight. And here's the beautiful part about the story, is the stewardess asked me for a photo and has me do a video for her daughter. And I'm like, okay. And I write the book, and then I put them in that seat in the front, the little pocket. And then I go up on my way, I go to sleep, I wake up, I pack my bag, I get off the flight. And then I realize, oh my God, I lost both my books. I can't get them back. Delta's like, fuck you, it's airlines. And I know in my heart that this stewardess, at some point, at some fan signing or randomly on the street, is finally gonna see me again and go, oh my God, Bella, I've tried to give you these books back. I saw you writing them on the flight. Here they are. I've had them this whole entire time and I haven't been able to reach you. And finally, I will have that back. So then I had to start from scratch to write this book, and I was on a timeline. I was also shooting a show on Amazon called Paradise City, and I wrote this whole entire book in 3 weeks because, again, I had 2 other books for my time slot, and then I lost them all, the full original copies. So yeah, then I wrote this, and I decided to call it The Life of the Wannabe Mogul Mental Disarray, because this book really speaks about where I am mentally in my life, how I ingest information, and how it makes the decisions that I make throughout my life. And this book really speaks about that. And it's fun, it's very messy, again, mental disarray. I wrote it all on a typewriter, and ooh, it's out there. It's a little dark and funny. It's definitely fun.
It really is. But I'm interested in that darkness, which is really prevalent throughout, because it's a very personal and at times sort of quite painful book. And what's it been like to share with the whole world, I guess, these deeply personal experiences?
It's been amazing. You know, there's always good and bad about everything that you do in your life. There will always be a good and a bad. And the good is that constantly now, when people come up to me, instead of, oh, I loved you on this or this thing or that thing or, you know, whatever, it's so much, oh my God, I read your book. And this one thing that you wrote, that fucked me over, bro. Like, that got so inside my soul that it made me think differently, and it set me on a new path. And in life, you know, life is about evolution. The book series is about evolution. I'm supposed to do 3 of them. And whatever I can say or do in my life, if you take that information and you actually hold it in it touches you in a different way than most general information that you divulge every day, then I've done something. I've actually done something in my fucking life worth doing. Hello, this is what I'm actually here for, you know? Love to make you guys laugh, love to be on your TVs, cool, on your Instagram screens, but it doesn't really make anything. It doesn't really fill me in that way. In this book, that did. Actually hearing people's stories and getting information from them and seeing how much we are alike made me feel so much less alone. Like, so much less. It's so beautiful to have people, even though it's very dark and it's often very sad, that people are agreeing with me and being like, I've been through the same shit. Like, I'm sorry, friend, but I am happy that I am less alone and that you are too. That makes me feel a little bit better. Hey!
And I think it's really amazing. You've mentioned dyslexia as a child, and you've gone from dyslexia to someone with a 3-series book deal they're working on the second one. How's that influenced your writing? And do you think the sort of very unique form the book takes is because of that?
Yeah, well, definitely in this book, which you don't get away with in a lot of other genres, this book was also placed under poetry because a lot of the book is poetry, as well based as different things along. But the reason why I like the typewriter, because being dyslexic and, you know, is anyone dyslexic here? Anyone? I saw some hands. Oh, I got one. Yes, I got 2, I got 3. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. We're creative as fuck. Get it, guys. Pat on the back. Being dyslexic, being bullied for it, and feeling stupid my whole fucking life, not being able to read. I was, growing up, my first language was Spanish. I'm Cuban. And then I had to drop Spanish to learn English, to then learn how to read, which was terrible. Such a terrible, it just did not work well. And I didn't know how to read for a really long time. And besides being bullied for it, I felt stupid. I felt bad about not being how I should be, about not being, you know, fucking smart and able to read, Jesus, like, and that pushed me so much in my life because when I was growing up in school, and I, again, mentioned I did so much modeling and then I had to stop school. Well, when I was in school, everyone bullied me for dyslexia, for speaking Spanish, and for being a model because I was the pretty girl who was dumb and didn't know how to read. And I wanted to be an actress. And everyone was like, well, you cannot be an actress because you literally don't know how to read. So you can't do the first thing that comes to acting. And hearing that in my life was just like, ugh. It just put such a weight on here's something that I really want to do so bad, but I literally can, and everyone's telling me that you just will never be able to do this in your whole life. And then my brother, we did so much commercial work, and we thought this was a commercial, but it wasn't. It was a pilot for a show with Seth Green called Four Kings, and he got that show, and I remember he was with the live audience, he was performing, and he was on a break, and he turned around and he looked at me and he was like, why not? Like, why can't you not do this too? I'm doing it. Like, I don't understand why. And all those people you're so upset about, like, you're so worried, they'll never know if you fail. They'll never know. You're in LA, these people are in fucking Miami, Florida. Like, these people aren't gonna know if you fail. And that literally pushed me and made me start acting. So that is such a big story in the book, because that decision and that push forward, that really hard 2 steps forward, made my whole entire life, because that set a precedent for what I will do for the rest of my life. Not acting, no. The decisions that I will say, here's something that I can't do, that I wanna do, and we all fucking feel this way. We feel this way so bad. To our core, we feel this way. Here is something I wanna do, and I can't fucking do it. And when you take those very scary 2 steps forward and you do it, again, boom, right there. That sets the precedent for the rest of your life, because every single thing that you will take in your life and you will say, I'm gonna take that 2 steps, even when I think that it's really fucking scary.
And in the spirit of sort of doing these scary things, you're writing the second book now. How is that going to be different from the first one? Sort of what do you want to communicate in that?
So, for the second one, the first one is called Life of the Wannabe Mogul, Mental Disarray, and for the second one, I want to call it Life of the Wannabe Mogul, Mental Rehab, because in my life right now, and for some time, I've been trying to get my shit together, okay? And I know that sometimes I may look like I have my shit together. And I kind of do, for the most part. I keep it running, you know, the mill keeps spinning, but mentally, I do not. Mentally, I'm searching for a higher me, a better me, a happier me constantly. And mental rehab the book should technically be about me getting my shit together and finding ways around all the stuff that makes us crazy every day. Like, I just wrote this little thing in the car on the way here, and it's talks about your best friend. And you would never look at your best friend and go, you're not good enough. You would never look at your best friend in the mirror and go, I'm gonna remind you every time you've gained weight or lost weight. You're never gonna look at your best friend and say, oh, honey, shit is not cute today for you. You're just not gonna do this. And you are your best friend. No matter what, you are the only true best friend you will ever have in your soul. You are that. And what do you do to your best friend? You shit on your best friend every fucking day. You say these things, you pick at yourself, and you would never do that to your best friend. You would never fucking be like, bro, you're just the worst piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, you would just not do it. So yeah, the book, Mental Disarray, is me disarray, and Mental Rehab is, okay, how I want to be a better me. How do I do that now? Let's work through the process of retraining the brain mentally to be better, to not go down the rabbit hole of negativity, to, you know, not do the things that constantly, just make you more sad and more anxious and more depressed every day. Like, how do you really work against these things? Because the outside world doesn't change. It's always gonna be this shit all the fucking time. And there's always gonna be worse moments, and there's always gonna be better moments. So how do you change yourself to be equipped to these moments so that you're not so sad when something happens, or so upset, or so anxious? Like, how do you make yourself better equipped? That is basically mental rehab.
And then, so moving away from your writing to your acting, we've made this amazing event happen today because you've been in Rome filming, so you were nearby. Could we talk about what you've been doing there and what you've been working on?
Yeah. Okay, so time is up. We just released a movie. Shout out to Ben over here. We just released a movie that came out. It's on Amazon right now, if anyone wants to watch it. It is a love story, very fun, and we just finished shooting the second movie like 3 days ago. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing in Italy. The movie shoots in Italy.
And then in terms of what's next for you, I mean, you've done so much so far. Could you tell us about your production company, Content X, and what your plans are for that?
Yeah, well, so many plans for Content X in general. It's like, Jesus, where do you even start? You know, when you build a company, I don't know, does anybody want to build a company?
I do.
Yes. Female entrepreneur. Anybody else want to build a company? Anyone? Anyone? No one want it? He wants it? He wants it! Okay, so when you build a company, everything is just so fucking difficult, right? And there's a lot of boxes you gotta check off, and constantly you work with people and you trust their vision, you trust what they tell you, you trust, oh my God, I'm gonna work so hard, I believe in this so much, it's amazing. And then constantly you are let down, okay? And I'm just gonna prepare you for this. And sometimes you will be so fucking amazed and you'll be like, holy shit, this person's amazing in their ideas, but that doesn't happen as often as it happens where people are just slacking all the time and you just gotta be fucking getting on people's dicks, replacing them, doing this, hiring new people, getting new things done. Like, just the company, you know, it's hard to run a company, all right? But as you start to do it, the beautiful part is the more people you work with, the more talent you see every single day. It inspires you in another way to keep going. When you see someone with an idea and you're just like, bro, it was fucking sick. Let's make that happen. I want to make that happen. That is so cool. Like, it is just, it fuels you in a different way, and it pushes you further into your company, and it makes you better and brighter. And with Content X, there's so many things we can do. We're a production company. We also do social media. We do this. We do that. We do so many things. And it's like, okay, well, where do we go from here? You know, now we have this company, and we work with amazing people, but now how do we grow this company? That's always the fucking question. How do you grow? How do you grow? How do you get bigger? That's always what we want to do. Bigger, better, this, that, more. Jesus. And right now I'm at the stage of, okay, so now I need to set it up on the other platforms, all right? We're handling the production space. We're good with this. We've got great artists. We're shooting for great people. Cool. Content, great. But now how do you grow the platform and make people understand the name, understand what it represents, know the name when they hear it and go, oh, they shot this and that. Oh, that's Bella Thorne's company. She does this, and this. Okay. So now I'm like on marketing. Now my marketing chef hat is on. And it is annoying out here, okay? But really, the next step is growing the name and what people feel and hear when they hear the name. You know, what do they see? And in these ways, we've been going over so many ideas. One of the ideas I'm bent on right now, and I'm trying to make the other people that own the company with me get bent on it. I think what would be great is if we hired some amazing comedic writers, hire some writers from SNL, get some amazing actors. We've got the budget. I'm, again, self-financed. Okay. And I will pay these people the money to come on and shoot what we want to shoot. You know, how do we engage our audience and get everyone on Twitter and Instagram, oh my God, that fucking video, and they said this and that, that's crazy, like, and this, oh. How do you get that response? Okay, so here's one of the ways. Another way is by broadening all your marketing expansion as far as like billboards and, you know, bought pieces in magazines and on, you know, how do you expand YouTube, blah, 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 blah. So many things that go under the company, Content X. And then of course for me, Content X isn't just the thing that I do. That's just one of my companies. And right now I'm focusing so much on writing and directing and producing. I'm so excited. I've created a show that I've been writing since I turned 18. And I was a mad little girl. And I've been writing it ever since. And finally, I have also attached some amazing writers as well to come on with me and fully make this show. And right now my head is fully in that. And when I was on my way here, me and the other writers and our producers going in the group text, trying to just list out all the different names. Like, no bad idea works, you know? I had a working title, it was called Stage Moms, and now what do you do? How do you go from there? What do you call the show now? How do you make it bigger? How do you make the whole audience say, oh, that's an interesting title, I wanna watch that. So I'm in that process right now as well.
I have a million more questions, but I know the audience do too, so I'm gonna let them get started. So if you put your hand up, you've got a question, then waiting for a mic to get to you at the front in the black coat.
Perfect. Hey, hi Bella. My name is Sarah, and
Sarah.
very much appreciate your talk. I'm a medical student in my final year, and
Save my life, girl.
I love psychology. I love psychiatry. I did my master's in psychiatry here, and so this is very exciting to me. And also, I've been through some similar things that you have, and I want to ask you. You enjoy some privileges, and from the outside, people think, wow, glamour, you know, watch, very nice bling. But do you feel like it's hard sometimes to find people who will really listen to you and take you seriously because you are where you are? Or do you feel like you have enough friends to support you in what you're going through mentally?
Oh, no, I mean, I definitely have, one family and a very stable ground of friends. It's taken me a long time to get there. You know, a lot of people you think are your best friend, and so they're not, and they fuck you over. Happens all the time. Everyone knows it. So it's taken me a little bit to get the stable ground that I walk on now. But, you know, that ground is always stable until it's not. And all of a sudden there's an earthquake and the shit is shaking. So that's just life, right? It's like you always, kind of do that. And what was your other question?
Just curious about how you handle it, because you're in a very special situation. I'm trying to speak up, and maybe people don't realize that people struggle with the type of stuff that you write about, or they don't have full empathy for that.
Well, a lot in my life I have felt misunderstood, and now I feel less misunderstood because of this book. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I released it, because I felt like constantly I was fighting against my own me, and the other me was you guys. And that just it was killing me from the inside out, constantly, like depression and bad, terrible thoughts building up, to a point where you're like, how do I change this? Like, this is my life, but how do I change it without stopping my whole fucking life and everything I do? How do I work through it? And, I've been doing that. And I'm still doing that. And I really fucking think that the rest of my life, that's just what life is about. All the time you're like, well, I just want to be happy. And then you have sad moments and you're like, God, I'm so fucking sad. I want to be better. And then you have happy moments. You feel fucking, high on the world. I feel great. I'm so happy. And then, oh, here's another sad moment. And I'm at the point right now in my life where I've experienced so many extreme high and lows that now I'm just like, well, it just is what it is. Like, I just am gonna be doing this the rest of my life, and maybe that's what life is about. That you're always trying to fight these things that are happening. You're always trying to be stable and keep a steady stream and a steady path, but maybe life is just fucking dicks all the time. Everywhere you go, just dicks. And maybe that's also the beautiful part about life. I don't fucking know. I'm still trying to figure this out.
So I just wanted to ask, in connection to the title of your second, of the book that you're now writing, in terms of the concept of mental rehab, the term implies that you're trying to return to a state. Obviously, you're saying rehab as opposed to, say, just habilitation. And so I wanted to just ask, like, because you talked also about progression, when you think about, sort of rehabilitation, what are you trying to get back to, and what are you trying to move forward into?
Okay, well, as far as mental rehab and the word rehab. When you're born. And you are the just truest of yourself that you can be. You are a complete innocent that literally can do no wrong because you have no idea what wrong is. So therefore, what is it? And then in life, we go through so many things. People say shit in school, we might be bullied, something comes across, a person breaks your heart, you fall in love, blah, blah, blah. All these things that happen in life that accumulate and make up your life, and they make up who you are. You know, then you become not an innocent, right? Because now you make decisions every left and right, and maybe some of them are wrong for some people, and maybe some of them are right for others. You just have no idea. It's only what is right for you. And that is something that you have to constantly remind yourself. It's not right for others. Is it right for me? Do I feel right about this in my true self? So yeah, that's where the rehab comes from. How do I get to a clean form of me? How do I wash out all this negativity, all the things I've learned, all the things I've heard, all the things I was taught? Ooh. How do I get rid of all these things and start fresh and start new and be great? Be a really beautiful, great person that when you actually die, you're like, fuck, I was actually a great person. And now that I'm dying, I'm not thinking about what a shit person I was my whole life. I'm not thinking about all those things I said to people or bullied them or did this or did that and all these mistakes that I made. And maybe I didn't even know there was mistakes at the time. Who fucking knows? But when you die, you want to be thinking, man, I'm happy because I was a good person. And my true self, in my truest form, I was real, I was true to me, and I was good. That's all we can ever try to be. And that's kind of, again, what the book is about, me trying to get to that place. And you watching me in the book struggle to get to that place, because it's not gonna be fucking easy. And I don't even know that at the end of the book that I'm gonna be at that place. I have no fucking idea. I would like to hope that I would be at that place. That's what the format that I have stated for the book is that you'll watch me come across this journey and end at a better place. Who knows? What if I'm done writing the book and I'm in a worse place? Maybe I'm like in the shittest place I've ever been in my life and I feel so low. I have no idea, but it is going to be what it is going to be. That is the book, because it really is life and me going through life and you watching me do that.
Hiya, I'm Layla. I'm a second-year politics student. I don't know if that's relevant. Thank you for talking. I've really enjoyed it. I have two questions. One's a bit more serious. First one is, obviously, you've basically said that you've always been in the public eye, and obviously, the media is always writing shit about you, whatever you do. And so my first question is there, one thing that you wish everyone knew about you that you don't feel like they know? And the second question is, I'm actually planning on getting a tattoo, so I wondered if you have any suggestions for what I should get.
Okay, well, as far as tattoo suggestions, Camila Mendez, she's on Riverdale, super sweet girl, so kind and beautiful and amazing, and she just got this fucking cutest tattoo, all right? And it's like a little fairy girl, but it's like single needle. So fine and just gorgeous. And she got it on the back of her situation here on her shoulder. And oh my God, I was like, this tattoo is so cute. So that is my recommendation. You just look that up. Something I really wish people knew about me. I'm incredibly gassy. All the time. You name it. Anything with bubbles makes my stomach erupt. Just burping all the time as well as farting. It's messy down there.
Right there, in the third row.
Hi, I'm Pri. I feel like a lot of people, much of the public, uses Zendaya as a foil to you. So like, she does this, you do that, she's this, you're that.
Putting women against each other.
Well, yeah, and I'm saying I think it's more so like a general comparison of like people expecting you to be a certain way, like a certain kind of professionalism or like a certain kind of appropriateness. I'm just wondering how you grapple with that because it's stupid. And
I just don't even read it. Like, you know, it's just also from the beginning of time, me and Z were just pinned against each other from literally being little girls, fucking me 12 and her 13, growing up together, like, the shit was just constant. And it, you know, it just wasn't fun. That shit is, one, being compared to anything, ever, is never great. Like, unless someone is like, okay, you made this movie's so great, it reminds me of another movie that's so great, and only if you think that that other movie is so great, will that ever become a compliment for you. Because in your head, you think, I'm not original, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm always going to be compared, this reminds you of something else, it's that, it's this. Will I ever just be special for being me? And I think we always come across that thought. And yeah, I also, being in the industry this long, I just don't even read these things anymore or comments. Like if someone thinks they're like getting off so hard by like saying some shit that's really gonna ruin my day, I'm so sorry, sir. It's not ruining my day because I'm not even reading it. At this point, I've done it too many times, and I've been so in a really dark place too many times for me to let that keep running my life. Because holy shit, am I gonna be in a really dark place for the rest of my life if I just keep reading this shit or, you know, even thinking, giving too many thoughts about what someone thinks about me or some shit. It's just, and I will tell you that for the rest of your lives, you should also not do it, okay? Because you may think that this shit matters, what people say matters, it runs your life. No, 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 it only matters because you make it matter. Because when someone says something that hurts your feelings, it hurts your feelings, it's your pain, and it's what you do with that makes it. So you're gonna let this shit run your life? You don't let people in your ear telling you you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you're not talented enough, you name it. You're gonna let that shit run your life? You're gonna listen to that every day? No, no. I will say right now, you should not listen to it, and you should take this now instead of learning 30 years later when you're really upset, okay? And you're fucking pissed at life. You ever see those people? You know, and you know, and they're much older and they're mad. They're mad at life. Everything that life does them wrong now. Just someone getting their Starbucks order wrong has just ruined their fucking day now because they are so mad at their whole life, because they're so mad because they've been listening to people, actually taking in what people say and letting it resonate and make them who they are. That is why people are fucking mad when they're older. And we don't want to be mad. I don't want to be mad. You don't want to be mad. You don't want to be mad. No one wants to be mad here. We all want to be happy.
In the sort of blue jumper in the third row. We just get a mic to you, just.
Hi, Bella. I'm Sydney.
Hi, Sydney.
I was wondering who are your inspirations or your role models that have like been in your life or people you look up to?
I look up to my sister, Crazy Mount. And if anyone has a sibling that they are so, so close with, they're so fucking lucky, because it doesn't happen all the time, that people are incredibly close with their sibling. And I have one. I have a few siblings, but I have this utmost respect for all of my siblings, but particular Danny, because everything in life, every curveball, every single thing life throws at her, she just has this like hippie as fuck mentality and is just Gucci and takes the lows and still gets back up. This bitch every time does this shit and it's fucking amazing, okay? And I am just like, I am amazed all the time watching her. I've watched her. She's now a DJ. If anybody wants to go stream her music, comment. She's fucking badass, okay? And she's performed at amazing leading festivals, EDC, so many times. And I watched her from no music background, no anything about music, decide I want to be a DJ. And I want to be a producer. Fuck, while I'm at it, I should also learn how to be a producer. And I watched her learn that all on her own every single time. She didn't have no teacher. She didn't have anyone pointing her in the right direction, and this bitch still got it done, okay? Like, wow, claps every time when you do that, because it is incredible. One, it is so hard to learn anything at any time in your life. It is difficult, so props on the back. Every time you learn some shit, because it is difficult. And for a lot of people around the world, they probably don't even know how to do it. So good for you. But watching her do it and become amazing and fully hone her craft, I'm like, you're just such a role model. Like, I just want to be you in everything I do in life. With my kids, I want to do that. With my family, I want to do that. In my career, I want to do that. In my happiness and in my evolution as a human being, I want to do that. Fucking props to Danny, my sister.
Just there.
Hiya. You mentioned that you are really into horror movies.
Yes.
My question is, though, what's your favorite one?
Oh, great question. Yes. Oh, man, there are so many great horror movies. It's like, where do you even start? Okay, The Strangers. Has anyone seen the first Strangers? Yes! Woo! Yes, okay, that makes me so excited. Okay, this horror is delicious in a completely different way. You know, usually when you watch horror, you're looking for pop-ups and stabs and, oh God, I'm scared for a second. No, this horror is like, you have to really pay attention for you to be terrorized. And that's when it's kind of the best type of horror, because that's how you feel in life, is like every second that you're not paying attention, maybe something's gonna happen right then. Every second you're just pouring a glass of water, and then in the background, there's a guy way far back in the background with a fucking mask. And he's just chilling there. And you're just getting the water, man. You're just thinking in your life, like, those are the scariest moments when you're not prepared and not paying attention and it's not in your face. This movie is so great. I love it. Okay, The Strangers, The Grudge, when it came out. I saw it when it came out. I was a child, okay? I was a literal child. And this movie also made me love horror, and it scared my family so much that we all slept in one room for 2 days. All of us. I have 3 siblings. Like, there's a lot of people in one room, plus mom and dad and other people. It's just a lot, okay? And we were really fucking scared. I love that movie. The Babadook. Has anyone seen The Babadook? Yes? Yes, okay, good. So I used to have this house. It was called the Trippy Twins Fun House because it became this party house, right? We just would throw these, just insane parties, and the house from the outside was purple, and from the inside it was rainbow, lit up staircase, a huge dinosaur, a literal huge dinosaur in the living room, a unicorn, like just the craziest shit when you walk into the house, all right? So it became the party house because everyone's like, yo, it's just crazy, we want to be here. It's okay. So when that happened, I decided to put the guest bathroom, I put a huge Babadook in the guest bathroom behind the door. And so when you go with the door, it hits the Babadook, so it makes it move. And people all the time, we would just wait, like someone's like, oh, B, can I use the bathroom? I'm like, yeah, it's right there. And then everyone in the house is like, waiting for their screams. Like every time, it was so fun. People would be legit so scared. I love The Babadook, another great movie.
Just there.
Hello. Bit more of a trivial question again. You said you're in Rome just a few days ago, so I imagine you're moving around a lot. How much longer are you in the UK for? Because Cambridge has a brilliant nightlife, like unheard of. I think you should give it a go if you can. It's yeah. How much longer are you here for?
My God, that is a great question. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, because I really did want to know about the nightlife here. Yeah, because I'm only here for one night now, and I leave in the morning, and yeah, we're looking for shit to do. So if anyone's got any recommendations, you throw them out. But you told me that the nightlife in Cambridge is not good.
I was
told
deriding
me.
Cambridge nightlife.
Because I asked you. We talked about this earlier.
I don't think it's that great, but I'm going to the wrong places.
I'm like, where's the music good? Because that is, oh my God, if the music is not good, so what? Junction? Is it hip hop though, or is it house, EDM, or is it like a mixed genre? Okay. It's what?
Hospitality, drum and bass. Drum and bass.
Drum and bass. Okay. All right.
I have a question for Ben. Ben, can we put you on the spot? Huh? Can we put you on the spot? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I think a lot of us here really admire Bella, and since you know her really well, I'm wondering if you have advice for people who admire her for what we should learn from her.
Come on.
I've learned more from Bella. We've been together for 3 years now, almost. And I've learned more in these 3 years than in all my life because she's such a open person. She's so loving. She gives you all her heart. And this in the past also hurt her because, you know, when you give everything to some people, sometimes you get hurt. But this never stopped her from continuously doing it. Like, no matter what, she's the most loving with her family. She's the most loving with my family. She's the most loving with my parents, my brother, with my friends. She's always the first person who, if you need something, she's there for you, and it's just beautiful. And so I've learned how to enjoy life more, how to be more open, and sometimes the way maybe I was raised, I try to be open-minded, but it's part of the culture. You have, you know, some prejudice on some things, or you have your opinion. And from her, I learned that you always have to be open to see life from the eyes of someone else. And her way of seeing life is so opposite of mine that it's like every day I learn something. So yeah, that's.
It's just so lovely. Should we go?
I love that.
Hey Bella, I'm Gloria.
Hi,
And
Gloria.
I've just seen in your story that you want to be a part of Euphoria. So I was just wondering, what's your favorite sort of character to play?
I'm not sure. I like fun characters though. Like a lot of time in life, okay, as far as film, this is how film makes it out to be, okay? If you're the protagonist, you cannot be too disagreeable. You cannot be too agreeable either. You just gotta be right in the middle, where the whole audience kind of agrees with you. And that is just annoying, because in life, that never happens. That's not what it is about. And as far as female characters go, you'll hear a lot of people in film talk about the roles not being written properly for female characters, right? It's either you're a bitch, or you're a sweetheart, or you're this, or you're that, and then there's no in between. And for female characters, am constantly driven by how do we make her intriguing? Because her always is intriguing. She always is. And whatever mash she gives to you, it doesn't matter what that is. What she actually is, that's what's fucking intriguing. And for every woman, it is that. Every single time. I don't give a fuck how you look at a girl. She is so intriguing, and only the mask is what you're able to see. That's all you know about a woman, is what she's gonna allow you to see. And for roles, I love girls that are they're just crazy. Like 1 minute they might be doing some wild shit and you're like, yo, this bitch is crazy. Oh my God. And I also love being incredibly dramatic. One of the things that I've always been best at is screaming and crying on cue. That's just something that I can do. I always have it. I'm able to whip it out just constantly because I don't know why. Because I'm so fucking emotional, man. It's just ready to come out of me anytime. So any roles that also have that, where you get to really act, right? I don't want to just always just sit here and be like, yeah, and like this too, and like, oh, now I fall in love, and like, no, I not. They're just all boring roles, all those things. So I want something that's a little bit more, give me something to play around with here. Like, give me something to do. I've been acting too long to just like keep doing kind of, the same things. I want a line that makes you go, whoa, what the fuck? And also, I kind of agree. That's what I want, Yeah, and it is hard to get those roles. Sometimes you gotta write them yourself.
Hi, I'm Molly. I'm an archaeology student. I was just wondering what advice you'd give to someone trying to get into writing, like from a publishing point of view, but also motivation and how you just keep yourself going.
That is a great question. So I'll speak very little on the publishing world. I've published 4 books, but I don't know that much about it. So I'll speak very little on this, but I will speak a lot on what we think we want and what they want from us. In writing, sorry, I can't see it. In writing, it's hard because constantly you want to make the audience feel for you. You want to make them agree. You want to make them feel a certain way. Everything you want to make them feel, and you have a way of doing it. But you've read so many books and you've studied a lot and you've been given a lot of advice, and all that advice kind of steers you away from your true self and your true artist voice. Okay, and you could write books, but if you want to write something special, then it really has to be the true form. So, for an instance, with this book, I didn't let an editor rewrite anything. I didn't let them touch anything except for the word to do, because I spell it to do together. I didn't realize there was a space. There is a space. It's to do. And then the editor was like, Bella, you at least have to let me put a space here, because when people read this very dark sentence, they read to do in the middle of it. And it's not right. So it's the only thing I let them touch. And it was also the thing, like, I didn't know, I didn't, again, go to school, learn script format writing. I started writing scripts, and I've been writing scripts, and now I've been able to produce and actually get these things going, which has been like one of really my biggest dreams, to actually create in this way. And Melissa Leo, she's an Oscar winner, she's amazing. I sent her a script, my Stage Moms show, and the way it's written, oof, it is messy. I will tell you, it does not follow script format at all. And all my excerpts are like this long in the middle of the page, describing exactly shot by shot what is happening. And the way it's written sometimes, even in some of the excerpts, I'm asking the audience a question. I'm saying things that make the audience, while they're reading it, go, whoa, what? And Melissa Leo, amazing, when she read the script, she actually attached, because of the way that it was written. And when I rewrote the script in script format, learned how to write a script in script format, I rewrote it. I sent it back to her, so she read the new draft. And she's like, what the fuck? What did you do? She calls me on the phone. She's like, I don't understand. I loved the original so much, and the way you wrote it is why I loved it. And now it's just so formatted. It's so clean. It's like this. It's like other scripts. And for her, being an actress that's worked so long, she was so much more keen on it being different. And that is what sold the show. That is what got her attached. And in your life, you will be told by so many people to fit a cleaner format, to fit a tighter format, to fit a format in a box people understand. Because if you're not in the box, we just don't know what to do with you. You just might as well be gone. You're not in this box that I can understand, so fuck off. And that box is fucked up. Don't go into that box. As many times as you will be told to go in there, be in there for a few seconds, man. Don't spend your time in there, because that box is dangerous and can lock your creativity inside you until you feel you don't even have any more. You've been in this box so long, all of a sudden, you've been fitting a format that people want you to fit for so long that all of a sudden you don't even know who you are or what your voice even means. And that's just not a good place to be.
Hi, I'm Mabel. I'm a physics student. I have 2 questions. First question is, what is your favorite TV show at the moment? And the second question is, I have a script. Can you read it?
Okay, yes, I will read it. Fuck yeah. I will give here to give you my email to read it. What was the other question?
What's your favorite TV show?
Oh, favorite TV show. Oh man, I have this writing list. I keep a notes list on my phone. It's incredibly long. Baby, do you have my phone? I just want to show you guys this notes list real quick, because you're just going to be like, what even is this? Okay, Archive 81, we just finished that. It's on Netflix.
Archive 81, it's good.
Yeah, we really liked it. It's a bit more in the thriller, genre, a bit more on the horror style, but not like actual horror. Like, you're not really gonna get scared unless you're a pussy. Okay, to watch. And man, okay, so this is my things to watch notes list, okay? And it will just keep on going. Yeah, man, Archive 81. What else has been so great?
Well, I mean, we've watched so many shows.
Yeah, we've watched, I really, the binging. It has to be done. If I don't get at least 3 good hours a night before I go to sleep of straight binging, I feel sad. Like, I feel like I wake up and I'm like, man, I just wanted to watch more shows last night.
We had COVID for like almost 10 days, and we watched 8 seasons of Game of Thrones.
All of them. Every single one of them. Every episode. Khaleesi getting killed at the end, that was fucked up. But Jon Snow, I agree. She was on a bad path.
I think that's all we have time for. Bella, thank you so much for coming. I know you've come from Rome, and it's been amazing, and we're all just so grateful, so thank you.
Thank you, guys.